Yeah, man. I'm doing great. Life is good. Life is real good.
So for those that may not know, understand or why Greg is doing great, I'm gonna play something for y'all real quick.
So it's going into free agency. I don't see them letting him go. I don't see them letting him walk. But I mean, free agency, anything can happen. But he's already seen what it's like in New York with the Yankees. How it's godly to play in this city, play in this
Godly
town.
is godly is strong. Whew.
Godly is strong. Have you been to a Yankees game? You over there? Oh
Have you
my
seen them? Have you seen the
god!
Mets
Oh my
games?
god! And like,
Have you seen the
oh
Mets
my
games?
god! Yeah, that's y'all in City Field. Real sassy over there in City Field. But
He coming to the city. He coming to the Mets, bro. Prepare yourself. Juan Soto's gonna be a Met.
Now, this is why we tell you to lock in with us because we be knowing stuff and trust and believe it's not just Greg because Miles he got a clip coming in the tuck later too. Maybe not this episode, but he did predict also that Pope would do well over in Kentucky. So we be knowing what we talking about. So just putting that out there. Juan Soto, 15 years, $765 million deal. No deferrals can reach up to $800 million. What does the signing of Juan Soto mean for the Mets and for the Yankees?
means everything for the Mets. I mean, when you look at it, sure, Lindor was the big star for them um, that they brought in, big star, but they were missing something. Like Pete Alonso, his star was kind of fading a little bit in New York, and I don't think he's coming back. But then you look across the way and you see this other guy who he already made it clear that he was going to test free agency, take all his meetings, uh, basically telling everybody like I'm up for the highest bidder. And I mean, Steve Cohen showed that that was a real Steinbrenner, the OG Steinbrenner move right there, just to throw as much money at him as possible and not let him leave for another offer. Um, so yeah, that was big. That was big for the Mets. But when you pay that much money, you got to find a way to, make the rest of the team just as good. Like you can't throw all that money into one player and then, you know, mince mince your money with your pitching. So I'm interested to see how they do that because right now, what is it? Clay Holmes is their number 3 starter. That guy was a closer a year ago. So I mean, this is what happens when you throw a lot of money at somebody. For the Yankees, it doesn't really. It hurts that um, it was a two-headed race and they lost. But at the same time, they're not. This doesn't end the Yankees. Like the Yankees are going to go out and make some moves this offseason. They already made one, signing Max Fried, who's going to be a solid number 2 right behind Garrett Cole. So now our rotation is pretty solidified. The next thing we got to do is add to this lineup because there were definitely some holes. That was one of the bigger issues is that our lineup was pretty top heavy with Judge and Soto last year. Some of the young guys they stepped up towards the end of the playoffs. Volpe, Wells, I'm expecting a little more from them too. Um, and everybody's hearing the rumors Kyle Tucker could be for sale. So if the Yankees were able to pull that off, I mean, not really thinking too much about the Juan Soto. It hurts, but um, not the only great player out there. So it does suck, but hey, the Mets they're making moves. They're a good team. They're a threat in the big leagues now. Last year really helped them, raise their profile because before that, I mean, they were really going into the year thinking they were rebuilding, and then who's that one guy? Iglesias came out with that song, and it almost hypnotized them. It was like Zoolander when he played the music. Everybody just starts dancing and all that. They're feeling good in Queens. So I'm happy for y'all. I'm not hating on them. Like, sure, I said what I said before. I didn't think Juan Soto would leave, but um, it's going to be interesting to see the battle over the years now with the Yankees and the Mets.
Okay. Well, so I yeah, I was being nice. I let him have that because it's been a rough week. So I understand. I understand where Miles is coming from, and you guys got to understand. Like, I'm a nice guy, and oftentimes when people tell you they're a nice guy, then they don't. They're lying because you're a nice guy. Don't gotta tell you he's a nice guy, but I am because I let him. I let him get his little thing off. I let him say what he had to say about the Mets, and be a little petty on the way out. That's okay. But here's the reality of it. I'm giving you guys the real. So obviously, this is a historic moment in baseball and in sports, in my opinion, because the Mets have always been the little brother to the Yankees, right? The Yankees have been the franchise that do things the right way. They won 27 championships, however many it is. I don't care to commit it to memory, but they've got a lot. And so, because of the fact they have won a lot of championships and they've done things, a certain kind of way, they usually get the big player, they get what they want, and the Mets are in that shadow, playing in the biggest media market in the world. Uh, um, no one expected this from the Mets, but obviously, if you've been paying attention to the Mets over the last few years since Cohen's come on board, you know that this was always a possibility and that this was the thing that Cohen was priding himself on. And he said that he wants to run the Mets as like a philanthropic endeavor, and he wants to spend money and make people happy. That's his thing. That's what he wants to do. He wants to make the Mets fan happy. He wants to get rid of the pessimistic Mets fan narrative. He wants that out of here. And honestly, he's successfully done it. He's successfully done it. This is a culmination of all that stuff he's been talking about for years coming to fruition. When you go out there and you take the best player on the Yankees, or the second best player on the Yankees, because Judge had a great year, but I think the best player because he showed up in the playoffs. The other guy didn't show up in the playoffs. So the best player on the Yankees, you take him away from them, and you outbid them, and you beat them at their own game. That's truly something special. And look, it's similar to the Nets a few years ago with KD and Kyrie, and hopefully this doesn't play out the same way. But but it's not in the way I'm gonna compare it. Miles over here shaking his head, getting all happy. And that's not how I'm about to compare it. What I'm saying is it's similar in the sense that the Nets had earned the right to be in that conversation and to get those caliber of players to come there because they had built a great culture. They had won a bunch of games. They had made a little playoff run before, right? They got in. They showed teams that there was something desirable about playing there. You factor in the magic around the team last year that Miles belittled with the OMGs being the theme song of the year, the Grimace situation. That team was resilient. That team pitched their behinds off the second half of the year. The coaching staff did a phenomenal job. Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach, Mendoza, the manager, those guys did a great job. The hitting coach, I think it's Chili Davis, did a phenomenal job as a coaching staff, getting those guys to play above their heads last year, and truly got the best out of Lindor, right? Got the best out. They got Lindor back to form, which is their calling card, right? Those guys should be here for as long as they want to be here. But you got to also factor in they beat the brakes off the Yankees every time they saw them when they played them in the regular season, and that's got to mean something too. And I think all those things, like that all plays a role when you talk about trying to attract the player from that team, from your crosstown rival. When you beat the team in all your head-to-head matchups and you do all those things and you have this run and a legitimate run in the playoffs and you go to the Dodgers, y'all got swept. Y'all got swept. Don't start questioning nothing like that. Y'all got swept in the swept Subway Series. I remember. Y'all got taken care of.
So money didn't factor into any of this.
That was the biggest
thing.
First of all, here's the thing.
Top biller.
Here's the thing, though. I love when people say it's about the top dollar. Of course, the money played a role, and of course, it's one of the biggest. No, don't do that because it's a way for y'all to make yourself feel better. You guys don't get to address the inner ugliness that you guys have. Here's the problem.
And who's going to go to $800 million?
See, here you go. Here's me. See, Michael K. Relax. Here's me and Tone. We were just talking about it. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm stating all these reasons. Okay, we beat y'all all our head-to-heads. All right, it's frankly a fun situation here going on this side in Queens than it is in the Bronx. Ain't nobody got to shave their beard and be all pretentious. Ain't nobody's family getting kicked out by security and all this nonsense. We gave him a free suite for life. He can have it for as long as he wants. All these things that y'all didn't want to give him because you're the almighty Yankees. Because no one can tell you no. You do things your way. All this stuff. He got it here. He got it here because the Mets didn't have too much ego to cater to his needs. And that is why he's a Met, in addition to the fact that they built a competitive culture where they damn near went to a World Series in a year where no one thought that was going to happen. And they're building off of that. It's a more exciting situation. There's more energy and the vibes are high around the Nets. And the Mets. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. So to say it's just about the money is a way for y'all to cope.
It's
I keep
not,
that.
though. It is
It
about
is.
money.
It is.
Because what?
It is. Because okay, but I'll just say this: if it
Look,
wasn't
our
about,
offer was
all
only
about the money,
$dollars a year off of your offer. Yes.
but I'm saying though, no, not just that. I'm saying if it was all about the money for Juan Soto, then why didn't he go back and let y'all try to match at the end of the night? He didn't. But he did. That's my point. He didn't. If it was all about the money, he would have been like, "Yo, like, hey, I want to be a Yankee," which we know he wanted to be a Yankee. We know he was torn. Yo, they gave me this much money. Y'all want to match it? Because I'm gonna go to the highest bidder. He didn't even do that. So he chose the Mets.
The truth
He
came out.
chose
The truth that he was never really, it didn't hurt him to leave the Yankees. It didn't hurt at all. Once he left the Yankees, it was like, all right, who's giving me the most money?
Oh, it's all about
Boris
money.
played
He's
his
a
hand.
hired gun.
That not a hired gun anymore. He's 15 years. You're gonna be 50 by the time he's retired and all.
With a World Series championship to show for it, so I'll be fine. With a championship to show for it.
Interesting. This is
and also I'm gonna address. Let me address other nonsense you said too. You said some other nonsense. Something about they paid him all this money. This is what happened. You pay guys money. Now you have Clay Holmes as your number 3 starter. Let's be smart for a second. Let's be real. We know damn well that guy is not gonna stop. If he had no problem giving the guy almost $1 billion, he's not gonna have no problem spending more money to acquire the pitching that they need to compete for World Series championships for the next few years to come, many years to come, I should say. They're gonna build something sustainable. He always talks about that. He's made good on his word to this point. I have no reason not to believe him now. They can go get Mania. They can go get Luis Castillo from the Mariners. They can go make moves shake. And they have a nice farm system. They have pitchers coming up as well that can pitch. They may not be ready this upcoming year, but they can trade them for guys that are ready. They are going to be all in on winning. You'll see there's more moves to come for the Mets. So this idea that they're done and they fired their bullets because they paid this one guy, that was always part of the plan. See, I don't want to hear that though. We in a different. This guy has more money than every other owner in the league, practically combined. So we don't go pay people. This is what it felt like though, Miles. Like this feeling here is what it felt like watching y'all though. So now the shoes on the other foot.
I don't feel any sort of way.
Y'all were buying every damn player. Oh, clearly you do. You talking about you guys paid him and this and that and being petty, all these backhanded compliments. Okay, I wasn't gonna choose violence tonight. I was gonna be nice, but here we are. You see,
I wasn't choosing violence. I was being honest. 15 years, $800 million. Nobody's going to that level for a guy who's decent in the outfield and he's got a very good at bat, but
very good. You see what he's doing? He's got the best bat in baseball. He's the best hitter in the sport. There's no debate who's a better hitter than him in the baseball.
So hold on. If he's got the best bat in baseball, then why he has no MVPs?
You know he's got the best bat in the sport. When it mattered the most, when the guy that gave MVP to, it's a regular season award. He's had big hits he's won a World Series. He had big hits in the World Series. He did it again for you guys. He's the reason why y'all got there to the World Series. Him and Stanton. It wasn't even your MVP. What the hell? Like the best hitter in the sport is Juan Soto. It's not a question. It's no doubt. He's a top 3 player in the sport. He's the best hitter in the sport. I give Shohei the nod as a better player because Shohei does 2 things normally. But like, what are we talking about? You feel me? Like, that's the best hitter in the sport. That's Juan Soto. He hits for average. He hits for power. He gets on base. You know it. You had him. Go watch the film back. Go watch the highlight tapes of what he did for y'all. He's the best hitter in the sport.
He had his best year. He had his best year with us. Because why? Nobody's going to pitch around him. Because then you got to deal with the other guy. So
what's going to happen with the Mets? They're going to pitch around him with the Mets? They're going to pitch around him?
Vientos puts a lot of fear in my heart.
You see that, and that's. So he's been on Twitter. He's been on Twitter, Tony. He's been on Twitter because that's the Yankees fans saying on Twitter. They've been trying to cope on Twitter talking about Vientos. Like, we just gonna pitch around and go to Vientos. They're just gonna pitch around and go to Vientos. Vientos is a budding star, man. That's a real baseball player. And beyond that, they're not done. They're not done. If they don't have first baseman right now, they're not gonna address it. They're gonna go get another guy. There's another bat coming to protect Soto this offseason. Y'all think he's playing? You better start playing with Cohen, man. I'm telling you, you guys got more money. Yo, guy got more money than all these made up mythical Greek gods. You're gonna
Hey,
see.
I hope he
You're
can
gonna
buy
see.
a ring with all that money.
He's about to, like you guys did. You bought 27 of them. He's about to buy one for us. It's just poetic justice. That's all it is. Don't be mad. Don't be
Agreed.
mad.
I can see the vein
Don't
in
be
your
mad.
forehead. Like I know the Mets
Don't be
ain't won
mad.
since '86.
Don't be mad.
Hey.
You see, Tony. You see what he's doing.
I'm not
You
doing
see what he's doing,
anything.
Tony.
I'm happy.
You don't want to. You don't want to be.
Respect what you guys did in the offseason, bringing in Soto. You're adding to this team. It's a good story.
Is this not an opportunity?
Great
but
story.
is this not a great opportunity, guys? Is this not a great opportunity to address what's wrong with the Yankees? Why I hear one negative thing, not an iota, not one negative thing about the Yankees. We're not going to address the fact that he could have been there.
Convenient enough that it came. All this stuff is all of a sudden flooding out. Oh, his auntie didn't get into the stadium, or his
ain't that how it works?
Okay.
When did we hear about this beforehand?
Yankees, we're not talking about any of this.
If he's not on the Yankees,
if he would have signed with the Yankees, are we gonna after? Oh, he almost didn't sign with the Yankees because they didn't let his family in.
Yes.
No, that would never
would have came out.
A thing. This is a way for them to justify why they left, all that stuff. So I mean, here's what it is.
But hold on. Here's what bothers me about this. I know we've been on this for a minute. I think Tone anticipated this will go for a while.
Oh yes, this is beautiful.
Here's what bothers me though, Tone. Jeff Passan comes out the night it happens and goes, this wasn't just about the money. He's specific. This wasn't just about the money. He looked at the Mets' future. He looked at the Yankees side by side and said, I think the Mets have a better future. I want to be a Met. He chose the Mets. He says that. And then every Yankee boy on Yes Network, Michael K comes out and denies it furiously. What is this? You see all the reason why I don't like the Yankees? This is great. Yo, just take the L on the chin. It's okay. This is how you get better. You have to lose sometimes. You can't get everything you want. It's all right. 27 championships. What are we doing? I ain't seen one in baseball yet. I done got to the World Series. I ain't seen one. I ain't won one yet. We really aren't going to be critical of what's going on with the Yankees.
That's why, because you haven't seen one yet.
Hold on. Any Mets fan in their right mind would be through the moon about this topic. Any Mets fan. This is a big deal.
I'm proud of y'all.
Proud of y'all. You see? You see what you're doing? You doing?
Yankees big brother.
But we can't be. But see, Yankees fans is the problem, though. You see, like, Hal's gonna keep screwing y'all over because y'all don't want to look inside. Y'all want to keep on pointing out all these other things, making excuses for the dude and all that stuff. It's time to look inside. I'm telling you, same Nixon. It's a Nick syndrome all over again. Before they fixed it, you got to look inside and be really honest with yourself about what the hell is wrong over there, how this could happen, because this never would have happened in the past. If George were alive, this never would have happened. But we're not going to be critical about how. Okay, charge a dude for a sweep. That's all right. Kick his parents out of the stadium. Keep doing that. We're going to keep taking players from y'all to good too. It's going to happen. I'm going to keep it because look, life is changing. Things are changing, man. Like the Mets are going to run the city. I'm telling you, the Mets are going to run this damn city. I'm telling you that right now. There's a fun thing for these new generation, these kids who aren't into baseball or getting into it. They're going to gravitate to the Mets. They're going to gravitate to the old-ass Yankees. Ain't nobody – these kids, this new generation don't care about history. They don't care about history. They don't care about what you've done. They don't care about accolades. They care about, what can you do for me right now? What's cool? What's in? If you old, they call you Unk. Y'all Unk. The Yankees are Unk. The Yankees are Unk. Y'all some Unk-ass niggas.
Always competing. We've made it to the ALCS, for the last decade, maybe like 8 times. So it's not like we can't compete. It's not like we can't make a World Series.
But that's not the bar y'all set though. Don't move the goalposts.
I'm not moving.
What y'all always Tone? What are the Yankees about? What do they always say? What's the mission statement?
Okay, thank you.
So y'all been busting all over the place.
What is yours though? Yours is 800 million or bust, because that's what it feels like it's gonna be. Hey, I'm happy for you guys. I know we gotta move on at some point. The Mets, you got your guy. Be happy about it. Be happy.
As you can see, my smile got 1,000 carats on that bit right now. I'm happy as hell. I'm just telling you. Here we.
You look like you just had sweet potato pie for the first time. You got a grin on your face that I've never seen before.
Yo, man. Hey, look. This is. We could talk about all this other stuff later, outlook and for the teams and everything like that. But this is a big deal. It's a big deal. It's one of the biggest sports stories I think ever in my life. In my life, it's a big deal that this happened. Because the pessimistic Mets fan is gone from me. I'm no longer gonna be pessimistic about this team. They're giving me a reason to believe. Last year they did. It was gone before this, but now we're over the moon now. We're over the moon now. So yeah, man, it's all right. Look, I get it, Miles. It's okay. It's all right. I get it, bro.